First here I want to look at a skewer. So a skewer it's a lot like a pin where you line up your ranged attackers like the rooks, the queen, or the bishop with two of your opponent's pieces. So here we can actually threaten a skewer by moving here, and I think, yeah, they just have to move their pawn up there in order to give their king some luft, give their king the opportunity to get out, and now we can line up our queen with the rook and the king. And of course they have to move their king out of the way, and we get to take the rook. So this is the skewer here. It's where you attack a more valuable piece, like the king is more valuable in this case, and it has to step out of the way, and we can win the rook there. So that's a skewer. That's what we're looking for. And you can do this with bishops, you can do it with rooks, and you can also do it with queens. So that was a good skewer, definitely. All right, so it is black to play and find a skewer here. It can be helpful to think about checks, captures, and loose pieces. You always want to be thinking about those things as you're looking over the chessboard. And actually there is a loose knight here that you can win with a skewer. You want to pause your video if you want to try to find this skewer. Can you find it? Alright. Did you find bishop to g4 here? bg4 attacks the queen. The knight was defending. They've got to move the queen, and now we can take that loose knight. That knight was undefended. So if we back up, I noticed that, well, yeah, so the queen is defending the knight, but if you attack it, yeah, the queen is not going to be able to defend anymore. So the knight ends up being a hanging piece. We can take it, they take, and, well, yeah, we can go ahead and just take the bishop. And we have the advantage here. So white to play. We're always going to be playing for whoever's on the bottom half of the board. So in this case, it is the first and second rank. And when you set up a chessboard, white always starts on the first and second rank. So yeah, we're playing for white, and we can set up a skewer here. I think it's going to take us a couple of moves to make it happen. But we have this nice setup with our rooks, and the queen is, or black's king is heavily exposed, so we can certainly take advantage of this situation. What do you play here? How do you set up? We're going to win the queen. We can force the king into a skewer and win the queen. Pause your video. I should stop saying that. And we're going to lose our rook, but we get the queen, and we're going to be able to win that pawn, and you can certainly win this game fairly easily. That was a good skewer. So again, we're looking for skewers. The last couple we did with a rook, well, we don't have a rook, so that's not going to happen. We're going to do this one with a bishop. How can we win a piece with a skewer? In this case, there is a definite loose piece. So a loose piece is a piece that's simply undefended. We have that here. Can you find the skewer here for white? You're playing for white. We should always start by looking at checking moves. And yeah, we have this check here. And the bishop was the loose piece, undefended, and you can just take it. And now you should be able to get some sort of advantage there to win a couple more pawns and probably promote. It's pretty hard to win with, well, we have the bishop pair. You can definitely win with the bishop pair. That's a little bit easier. I was thinking we had a knight and a bishop for a moment there. So again, we're looking for a skewer. White to play here and find the skewer. I did mention that there's always three things that you should be thinking about as you're looking at a chess position, and I'm going to put those on screen here in a second. So always want to be aware of every check. So you start by looking at any checking moves that might be out there. That's a good way to start, or that's probably the best way to start. And then you go on to consider captures, and then you need to be thinking about loose pieces. This rook is loose here. Again, we're playing for white, and we can win that rook in 2 moves by thinking about checking moves first. It ends up coming up here. And you may have already found rook checks here. Good to know which direction black's pawns are. So black always starts on the 7th rank, so these pawns, of course, are going this way. So no, whoops, no, the e6 pawn cannot capture the rook, and we win the rook here. Okay, again, we're looking for a skewer. It is white to play here, and yeah, trying to line up a couple of black's pieces with your ranged attacker. That could be a rook, could be a bishop, or a queen. In this case, I'll go ahead and give you a hint. It is, in fact, a bishop move. You're looking for a bishop move to skewer 2 pieces that would be on the same diagonal then, right? Did you find... Notice these guys are on the same diagonal here. So if you attack the queen, of course the queen could capture. The queen could have captured, but our knight is defending. So what would have happened, queen captures, knight captures, and then bishop captures, that a3 square being very bloody at that point. But we would get a 9-point queen, and they would get 6 points of material, our knight and our bishop. They'd be down their queen, though. This way, when they move out of the way, we get the bishop for free. So it works out probably about the same. We gain 3 points in either way. You know, we lose 6 but gain 9 if they trade for our knight and a bishop, or we just get a free, what was it, a knight, free bishop there. Let's do one more of these. So skewers. It is white to play here and set up a skewer. And this one's going to take, so you can't do the skewer on the first move. You're going to have to set it up. You have to set up a skewer by, of course, thinking about these 3 things. Checks, captures. In this case, we're not looking at a loose piece, we're looking at a checking move, and you may have found bishop to d6. Bishop to d6 check. And they want to avoid stepping here, because if they do, then we skewer them with the rook. But I think we can force them to do it anyway. We can force them into this skewer no matter what they do, because we can just play rook here, check. And now the bishop helps the rook assault from here. The king must move out of the way, and of course we're going to go ahead and take the queen. So let's actually do one more. So yeah, white to play here. Okay. Let's cut that bit out. All right.